anything like me and are just thinking there might be some deals to be had out there, we got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state and world that we live in. Appreciate you hanging out. Go ahead and share this out with your peeps. Like it, subscribe, all of that. If you haven't been over to our YouTube channel, I need you to get over there ASAP. Toot sweet. Get over there. Don't pass go. Collect 200. All that. Get to YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, hey, you're already here. Go ahead and subscribe and follow along, will you? I greatly appreciate that. So let's get to moving. Yesterday, if you didn't get to see it, I was dealing with a little bit of a local home issue, a domestic issue, and I'll tell you, I channeled all of the farm boys that I know out here in the West Valley. My boy Slava would be pretty damn proud of me. Is just you just get after it, get out and just go after it and just start muscling and manhandling this thing. And I fixed it. It's done. Just like that. It worked. I'm surprised when it works. You just go, ah, and then you go, yeah, I knew that worked. I just know how to put a little elbow grease in that. Nah, away we go. Slavo actually, and I'll tell the story another time, but actually drove a trailer, my trailer, pulled a trailer from Colorado back to Phoenix that was held together in the axle was held together with ratchet straps. Yeah, that's farm boy mentality. Just get after it. There is a way. There is a solution, especially in the outdoors. You can solve anything, anytime. Just make sure you have some duct tape and some not duct tape. Let's go with the Gorilla Tape. Fantastic. Then you have some ratchet straps as well. And I will give the advertisement for the ratchet straps. I mean, oh my gosh, the Caterpillar ratchet straps at Costco. Please, next time you're at Costco, just grab them. I don't even know how much they are. I just grabbed it. Because, okay, if that can hold a trailer together, and Slavo does not drive slow. If that can hold a trailer together, a wheel onto an axle for 9 hours, yeah, those are. I don't care how much. Take my money. I'll get a second on the house if I need to. Just go take those. So that I appreciate all my peeps like Slavo and Big Game Judd for just kind of giving me that kind of seed, especially when I was in property management. Gave me that little seed of just start doing it. Just if you can't do it, if you don't know how to do it, just start doing it. What is up? Oh, we've bad companies. Oh man, look at that. Now we're we're with the band. Yeah, it's good to see. What up, Heathen? How you doing, my man? Thanks for chiming in too. Please dance along the side there and play with us and as we go through the show. Here's the gig. It's guide time. For me, I've got a 7 West tag, and it's really cool that I have that tag. I'm very excited to have that tag, and I'm going to give Tequila Jim some credit because Tequila Jim was told by yours truly, yeah, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry, don't put it. Just we'll get bonus points this year, and just man, we got so much going on, and we got a freezer full, and you got a freezer full, and just what, hey, we're good. He's like, let me go ahead and put us in. Boom, got it. 7 West Bowl, and this might be the last time, because I know how Arizona draw works, this might be the last time I get drawn for a bull elk. So I have made the decision that I am going to invest in a guide. If anyone has, you're not in the wrong account. It's fine, Eddie. You're good, dude. Don't worry about it. We're with the band. Again, make us look cool. Yeah. If we got the band, the Bad Company Experience. I got to go check that out. It's awesome. Anyway, if anyone knows a guide, you've used guides in the past, please jump on the comments here and help a brother out, because I would love to interview them, check them out. There's some opportunities coming up at some banquets where there's guide services that are going to be auctioned off, and there's companies I never even heard of, guide services, people that I know that I've met that I had no idea that they guide. So I want to interview them, talk to them, and see if we can get it, because I want somebody to put me on the elk, and if they can do it, they got the resume and the price is right. Let's go. And again, I'm not trying to break the bank, and I encourage you to do the same. I have until November to save for this. So each check that comes in, a little bit gets set aside, a little bit gets set aside, a little bit gets set aside, and then it becomes relatively affordable at that point, and knowing that if I do put a solid rack on the wall, I'm putting in for cow from here on out, maybe even archery cow. My odds of getting drawn every year, every other year go up exponentially because I'm not going after the bone on the wall. I have the bone on the wall. I'm getting it this time. And then now I'm just going to focus on freezer and the elk camp experience. Pretty simple, right? But interviewing is so very important. Everybody's got a website. And one website I went to, I'm not giantly impressed with, but everybody's got a website. Everybody has an Instagram page, a Facebook page. If they don't have any of those, by the way, either they are old school guide and maybe the best one you could possibly have. I don't need any of this technology. I don't need these face spaces and all this wrangled technology. We go and look at tree bark and we know where to go. Yeah, that might be the best guide in the world. I put you on a 350 elk and just, like, wow, I did not know that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's exactly. Don't need the mount. I do actually, because it's one of the few I'm missing. So I actually do need an elk, and I what else do I need? I need a mule deer. I need a whitetail, and moose. Yeah, moose. Yes, moose. I want the giant paddles. I'm a Euro mount guy. I like the skulls, and then the skull. I like skulls. I'm a big fan of skulls. So just want that for the wall, and then again, it's off to the races with meat. But again, it's important to interview, ask for references, talk to those people. It's okay. You're spending thousands of dollars for an opportunity, right? So I'm not going to send you out to, one of the casinos around the valley and say, yeah, dude, just throw a few grand down there and see what happens. No, I want to know. I want to be educated in what I'm going to spend this kind of money on. So do that. And that's any guide experience, by the way. And to say I got experience on the head now that Eddie's over here with this in the wrong account. And yes, I would love a woolly mammoth. Yeah, you're right. If you missed it on the Brew Manchester, we're talking to Congressman David Schweikert about the development of the woolly mammoth, the reintroduction of the woolly mammoth. What could possibly go wrong? But I swear, if there's a season, that and the dodo bird, let's go. I'm all about it. Let's make that happen. Let's reach it. Why not bring a megalodon back? Why not? Just bring a megalodon back, throw it in the ocean, and see what happens. Maybe you can replace the whale exhibit, the orca exhibit at SeaWorld. Because no one's going to feel bad for a megalodon. Oh, it's in captivity. No one's going to feel bad. Don't you notice that? No one feels bad for ugly animals. No one does. If I say I'm going hunting, immediately the clutching of the pearls and how can you kill such a beautiful creature? Because it tastes good, one. And that's so terrible. I'm like, I'm going hunting for javelina. Oh yeah, those things are awful. They're so dirty and they stink. Oh, I get to hunt that. Here's the deal. If it wasn't a Disney character, you can hunt it. That's why if Disney wants to eliminate hearts and minds for hunting for generations, put every animal that is hunted in a movie. Every animal. Oh, come on, Eddie. Now we're not with the band. Now we're not cool. I want to be with the Bad Company Experience. So is it Bad Company Experience, or we just call it the Bad Co Experience? Just let me know on that one, by the way. I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody the Bad Company tribute. So I want to make sure it's Bad Co Experience or Bad Company Experience. I want to be able to say that right. But it's funny that, Rob Hunter, I'm going to throw him under the bus because I asked so many times for him to go hunting with me. We've been friends for 16, 17 years and 16 years. So I kept saying, you want to go hunting? I go, no. Then I said, I'm going dove hunting. He goes, oh yeah, I hate birds. Let's go shoot some birds. I'm down with shooting birds. It's funny where people's lines are. And especially when it comes to hunting. And here's the deal too. No one gives me grief about fishing. I go offshore and pull in a 30-pound white sea bass, and everyone thinks, oh, that's cool. I bet that tastes really good. But I go and I go jackrabbit hunting. Oh, it's so cute. It's got the big ears. It's so cute. It's cuddly. No, it's food. And I had a buddy of mine went down to Uruguay. I like throwing accents on things. Uruguay, down for the Peace Corps. He was in the Peace Corps when we were in the early 20s. He was my roommate, and he went down to the Peace Corps. And when he came back, it was a trip to me because I was a Southern California kid. I really wasn't into the outdoors and hunting and fishing at that time yet. And so he was telling me about essentially the mind shift that he had to have when he went down to Uruguay and saw anything with four legs that was moving. That's food. Doesn't matter what it is. Yes, cat. Yes, dog. Yeah, anything. Go. That's food. And chickens, obviously, with two legs, but you know what I'm saying. So this is I wouldn't say uniquely American thing. It's just we have grocery stores. So many people think, well, why would you go hunt? You have a grocery store. Why would you go hunt? Because someone else hunted that. I'm going to say something sounds a little bit crass here, but this is the state of the hunting world. Is that those that say I shouldn't be able to hunt or I shouldn't go kill a beautiful animal, they have someone else do that for them. And it ends up in the grocery store, or it ends up in the farmer's market, or it ends up in the butcher shop. Someone else had to take that animal. I just do it myself as much as I can, as best I can. I just do it myself. And there is it's such a more rich experience. It's a richer experience to take your animal proteins by yourself. It really is. Whether you farm chickens in the backyard and you have to take a chicken for, you have to sick them on a chicken, Zach Brown style. And there's that connection because it's been in your backyard for X amount of, I don't know how long chicken live, whatever. When you're supposed to take a chicken, I have no idea. I'm not a farmer. I just got a little bit of that farm boy mentality, but it was taught to me. So you take a chicken, that chicken's been there. Now I'm going to take that and it's going to end up on my plate. There is a connection in several ways. There's a connection because you took that. That is whether you care to admit it or not, hunters will tell you, at least honest hunters will tell you, it's a challenging experience when you take an animal. It just is. It's not something you want. You're not out there to kill. You're out there essentially participating in life. And and to a lot of people, it's a very sacred experience. So you take that chicken and it goes from your backyard to it is way emotional, Eddie. And it goes from backyard to your plate. If you don't mind, if you allow me a little bit, I'll tell you the first deer I took. The first deer I took was a very emotional experience. It's a very emotional experience because I've never hunted big game before. And I had a good, clear shot. And I probably rushed it. And I spine shot the deer. And I will never forget the moment that I was rushing to that deer. And I had to expire the deer. I had to take that. I had to fire second shot, point blank. I will never forget that moment. It is ingrained in me. Right now, I can see its eyes. That's challenging. But I'm going to tell you, when I processed that deer and I prepared that deer for the table, the connection and experience became complete. And for me, that is a hell of a lot better than me getting a mailer from my local butcher. Off the hook, by the way, in the West Valley. Fantastic. Getting no from my butcher saying, hey, we have a fresh supply of ground bison. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go grab some bison. That sounds great. No, they got a deal running on that. Let's go. But I have a freezer full of bison because I took a bison. And I have that connection and that experience. And you know something? I trust the folks over at Off the Hook. I totally do. But I trust me a lot more because I know where all of that meat has gone front to my table, field to my table. Yeah. It is an absolutely, it's a wild and fun and emotional and it's more fulfilling. There's a lot of meat I could buy at Costco. A lot of meat. There's a lot of meat I could buy at the butcher shop. I really, really, really enjoy going and getting my own. And forget about just not even including the experience of camp and elk camp and deer camp. It's a whole different ballgame. But I digress. Looking for guides. Anyone talk? I appreciate Eddie on the scout offer. I'm trying to eliminate that as well. I don't have time for darn near anything. Holy mackerel. Just go streaming. Take your show streaming, they said. Hey, you should do it every day for like a half hour a day at 11 o'clock. It'd be a great time. Whoo! That's a lot of work. Not a lot of time to go running out and goofing around and bouncing around in the forest and doing some things. Yeah, with the kids and the volleyball and the college and the a lot going on. But I mean, I'm looking for a guide, and so if anybody's got some peeps, some numbers that that you'd like to throw my way, just throw them in the comments, and I will go ahead and reach out to them. I will credit you as well, tell that you have recommended them, and I will go through my interview process. Here's the one thing that every guide will tell you, and I apologize. I'm trying so hard not to be that guy that uses always. I could say the majority of time. The majority of guides that I have spoken with, and I have asked the question, I've even seen Steve Rinella ask this question. That's why I asked this question. What's the number one reason for a lack of success in a hunt in your experience? Not in your opinion, in your experience. Ready? It's not a good one. You might want to play it. La, I'm not listening to Mike. Their client's physical fitness. Their client's lack of physical fitness. And I think that Under Armour nailed it years ago when they started an outdoor line, and their tagline or slogan, whichever you call it, I don't know the difference, for Under Armour hunting line is athletes hunt. I'm like, yes, this is a sport. This does take some time. That's why we hear all the hemming and hawing about, oh, that Jimmy John hunt. Oh, talk about Jimmy John again. And we do have to talk about Jimmy John again because he just bought another Arizona auction elk tag for $500,000. $500,000. I'd love to see that rack room. I would love to see how he's got in his game room. Let me tell you that. Anyway, so Jimmy John it did not look like a portrait of athleticism. How about that? Okay. And by the way, if I sell one of my companies sell this show for the money that he sold Jimmy John for, and Jimmy John's for the sandwich shop, I'm probably not going to be in peak condition for a hot minute because I'm going to be sitting my fat booty on my island somewhere with a line in the water. That's it. Yeah. So anyway, Jimmy John was taken out to the spot on a donkey, and he was taken to his elk on a donkey, and then had a lot of people there helping him harvest it. So people like, oh, it's because he was out of shape. No, it's because he has a lot of money. God bless him for doing it, because that guy already has put over $1 million into on the ground conservation here in Arizona. God love him. Elk habitat. You probably have a tag this season partially because of Jimmy John and the money he has put in to building healthier habitats for elk right here in the state of Arizona. So God bless him for doing that. But yeah, you could, if we're winning hearts and minds, you might want to put a little time on the treadmill, maybe a little time off horseback or donkey. So that might help out just quite a bit. But here's me. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you. So I'm not saying I'm so in shape and I've been preparing for my hunt. I'm thinking about it. Girlfriend and I are going to Havasu Pie. So that's a heck of a hike. So I've got to start my training for this. Now, I train a little bit differently than most people, I think, because I start early. And by the way, after I'm all done, just a spoiler alert, after I'm all done with the hunt or whatever I'm training for, yeah, there's weeks I don't even where are those M&Ms? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm like, IPA, let's go. Let's get another, come on, let's get another round. So my process is this, and it's not something you're going to find online. It is nothing that has been recommended by fitness experts or nutritionists. This is just who I am. And I think that it's important for you to feel the same way, because you are you. You're not me. You're not that dude online that's just like, look at my guns and, look at, I can bench 80,000 trucks at a time. I'm a strongman competition. You're not that guy either. So be you. So here's me. I will start if my goal is to do, 100 push-ups at a time. Okay. I'm not kidding. I'll start with 5 for 2 days. Then go to 6. 2 days. Not kidding. Here's the reason. I want to see success and I want to see progress and I don't want to be sore. The worst thing in the world for me in training for anything, whether it's the Havasupai Falls or it's a hunt, I don't want to be sore. If I get sore, I'm not going to continue my training. I'm going to sit out a few days and then the momentum's gone. It's toast. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to move forward with it. I'm just not. So everything is. So if I'm going to be able to hike 5, 6, 7 miles in a day, I better start with walking around the block a couple times. No more jumping on the bike to go to the mailbox, right? So I better start walking. And for archers, another Slavo tip, archers, if you're going to walk to get ready for maybe put on a few miles a night or whatever it is, get a small 5-pound hand weight and carry that with you. Archers, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you are carrying this bow and it becomes so awkward. And by the end of the day, after putting in 6, 7 miles on uneven terrain, your hand is tired. So condition your hand as well to hold that bow on your way. So it's a little tip as well. And do your best to be on uneven terrain. If you walk on grass, walk on grass. Walk on rock, walk on rock. If you're just straight urban, let's go ahead and do 1 foot up on the curb, 1 foot down, 1 foot, and on the way back, the other one. Helps out quite a bit, strengthens your legs and gets your ankles and your knees ready for uneven terrain. That is my little pro tip. But I start with nothing, darn near nothing. A few walks around the block. Maybe I just walk out to the golf course and back, or maybe I, walk to my girlfriend's house 3 miles away. So that's it. And then back to this. So I'm putting in 24 hours, I'm putting in 6.5, 7 miles. So that's just the beginning to start the process of training for whatever it is. It starts tiny, really tiny. And then it goes up increments in small little increments. And before you know it, you're turning around laughing at yourself. And I've done this several times. Because again, once I get to what I'm training for, afterwards, let's hit the buffet. So when I start over again, I'm 48 years old. I've earned this, right? I've earned this dad bod. This dad bod is an investment. So where was I even going with that? Holy mackerel. Yeah. I don't know. I heard buffet. I said the word buffet and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry. I'd like to get something to eat. But the increment. So soon enough, you'll be turning around and looking and going, oh my gosh, I remember when I couldn't do 20 push-ups and I just busted 60 out right there. So you're not sore. You're incrementally jumping up. And it's just going to be so much better for you. And if people tell you, especially out here in the West Valley, go to the Verrado stairs. I'm like, what? Okay. I will probably a month before we go because I'll probably be in shape to do that. But I'm sure as heck not going to start at that level. There's just no way. It just no way. I think that's kind of a lesson for anything we do, really, right? It's a lesson. If maybe kayak fishing, we've talked about several times over the last 11 years. Kayak fishing, start with a basic kayak, just basic. Don't put any accessories on that. Go fishing a couple times, find out the accessories you need. Start slow and then grow. That rhymed. I'm going to write that down. Start slow and then grow. Yes, but it is time to start the training. Slavo is, no, I'm sorry, I've mentioned him several times. My very good friend Slavo, he's the proprietor of Slavo Salt. Get over to slavosalt.com. Use the code GOSHOW. It is going to get you, so did you, wait a second. What is that? Hold on. I got to see what he just did. Hold on. Eddie just said something. I'm not going to put my glasses on because he sent me an emoji. Okay. It's the hand doing this. Woo! I thought it was the hand doing this. You know what I mean? It's calling me number one. I know. Okay, so slavosalt.com, code GOSHOW, gets you I believe 10% off your order. So it's it. I don't cook without it. I do not cook without it. Easter deviled eggs, Slavo deviled eggs. It's that good. Not kidding. I cooked with it into the yolks and actually sprinkled it on before I put the yolks down in the and it was that good. So anyway, Slavo, a big kettlebell guy as well. I found some cool kettlebell workouts I've been doing with dumbbells, but now that I'm kind of advancing, I'm like, just not working with the dumbbells. So I went right before this show. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to say the store that I went to because I don't want to throw them under the bus. I really don't. But it rhymes with Big Five. So yeah. So I went there and I just grabbed a 25-pound kettlebell because I wanted to try that one. Try 25 pounds first and maybe get a 30 or two 25s, whatever. But I want to start with one. Again, start small. Don't just go buy a bunch of stuff and then see what you need. I want to start with one, and I'm going to see how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with a 25-pound kettlebell. I put it down on the register. Not lying. This wonderful young lady says that's $70.34. I'm sorry. What? How many kettlebells come with this? Is there a subscription that comes with this? Do I get a gym membership? $70? Well, yes, they're 68 is or 67, whatever plus. I'm like, no. What I was like, so I really appreciate that. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm not going to get fleeced for a kettlebell. And I could go to Amazon or Target and just be good in the hood. Holy mackerel. I was like, dang, he was running up on it. And it wasn't like a cool one that like it had padding or something in case you drop it. My house is all tile. I'm really nervous about having a kettlebell out there, but nothing. It was just lead. Just a metal kettlebell. $70. Oh, yeah. So I guess I was 60. So it's probably $64.99 or something like that with taxes. I mean, I'm like, what in the world is that? I'm like, is this a 50-pounder? Does this have adjustable weight? Wow. But speaking of purchasing, before we wrap up, and thank you so much for playing with us. I absolutely love it. I love having you guys here, and I love you guys playing along with me here. This is the Go Show. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Appreciate it. Right now, for your hunts, this is the best time to shop. Get out there and inventory what you need for your elk hunt, what you need for the winter hunts. Go inventory those, even for the bird hunts. Now is the time to do that. Clothing, gear, all of that. Why? Because all that stuff's going on sale. All that stuff's going on clearance because now it's time to get ready for the retail stores. Now it's time to get the bathing suits out there, the life vests out there, all of the summer equipment, the boating equipment, and the fishing equipment. The hunting section just kind of gets thrown over there into the corner. And then you're just, whatever. And that's if you shop retail at a brick and mortar store. The online places are just running deals left and right. Look for those little red marks and like 20% off. It's not like when you go to Kohl's and you buy a t-shirt and they're like, here you are, sir, you saved $64. I'm like, why did I buy a t-shirt? $64. It's like glamour pricing is what it is. You go home, you're like, oh no, don't worry. I saved $64. Saved $64 today. Now I can go get that guide. See how I bring that all around. But get out there and find the stuff that you need. Get out to your garage, get in your camping boxes, get all of that stuff right now, and find out what you need for your hunts, what you've been missing, what has holes in it, what can be replaced, and any of that stuff right now is starting to go on sale. I'm an opposite season buying kind of guy. So during the fall hunts, that's the time to buy fishing equipment. That's the time to buy camping equipment. It just is. And I'm talking about summer camping equipment, like cool, like, beach games and those kinds of things like that. You know what is? I'm going to put this down. Let's talk about beach camping tomorrow. What do you think about that? Because I tell you what, I love me some camping, and I found some cool places out here that I'm not going to tell you about. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm going to tell you about them. And we'll talk about some cool summer ideas to plan, to really start planning, because I am the worst planner. I'm writing this down. See? Yeah, fail to plan to fail. I will talk about planning tomorrow, planning for outdoor adventures, because there are some things that you can do and I can do and start to practice what I preach a little bit. And we can have some cool outdoor adventures and really plan for them. And this is one that kind of goes back to what I was talking about with the fitness. Fitness Taco Tuesday in the fitness that I was talking about was you have to plan for it. Just set out a plan. I mean, it's not something you have to stick to religiously, but if you stick to a pretty loose guidelines, a pretty loose plan all the way to your hunt, let me tell you something. You're not going to run into what the guides say is the number one reason why hunts are unsuccessful. And that is, of course, the lack of physical fitness from their clients. Yeah, those that they're guiding around, they're guidees, if you will. All right, let's get to this here. Let's see here. I really enjoyed yesterday's show. Oh yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. You just got a kayak and going to head up north and do some kayak fishing. Again, don't buy a bunch of accessories. Don't look at the guy next to you with all of this out. Like Brian Sefci, God bless him. If you ever see him on one of the chain lakes out there, his Lowrance looks like it's gets HBO. It's like a 35-inch TV on the thing. It's a hotspot. He's got Wi-Fi. And I love him for it, but he didn't start that way. So start out basic and then just go ahead and move into the accessory world. But tomorrow, I'm very excited about this. Let's talk about some planning for some outdoor adventures. Let's get really, from camping to hunting. Let's talk about over-the-counter tags. Let's talk about it all. Let's get it done. Setting some plans, setting some goals, getting with the family and getting the family on board and getting the kiddos involved. How about that? That's going to be on tomorrow's show right here, 11 o'clock, wherever you're watching us. And again, get over to YouTube if you could, subscribe, share this stuff out, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on The Go Show. Have a great afternoon, everyone.